Welcome back to Honey, We're Not Okay with your favorite two chaotic Black queers. I'm Valerie,
And I'm Mecca.
and in case you were wondering,
We're still not okay.
So today we are going to touch on a possibly controversial topic about women who hate on other women. To start off, do you feel like you have been hated on by women?
Yeah.
That was too
End
easy.
of the episode. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I feel like it started pretty young, right? Like I think I mentioned on here I was bullied in middle school, elementary school. And most of my bullies actually were other women, other Black women, ironically. So I think that's where I first experienced that. It was just like, oh, like what the heck? I thought we were all kumbaya sisters, and it was actually not that way. They were either judging me for obviously like I stood out because I was Muslim in a predominantly Christian school. So I dressed modestly. I was just an awkward little thing. So like I was an easy target. So the girls were kind of like, you don't fit into this box. So we're going to start rumors about you and we're going to hate on you. And so that's kind of like where it's first started. And obviously like it's happened later on too. But that was my first experience being like, dang, oh, well, the women are hating. The girls are hating.
There's solidarity.
Yeah. Not the girly pops.
But I have to ask, what were the rumors they were starting?
Oh, so long ago, and I have ADHD, y'all, but it would just be like lies. Like, I remember there's this blind girl in my elementary school, and I thought we were cool. Like, I was nice to her, she was nice to me. We like talked at lunch, hung out at recess, and there was this popular girl that had like a little posse or whatever at the school. And I think she said, like, lied to the girl and said that I said that she was ugly. And so, and I was like, why did I say that? She's gorgeous for one. And two, why did I say that? Like, I have no reason to do that. So she told the girl, and the girl assembled all her friends, and they like tried to confront me at recess, like tried to jump me. And I was like, we're not even going to verify facts here. We're not even going to ask, like, did you say this thing? We're just going to do it.
Oh, did you try to explain yourself?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't say that, girl. Like, and then I told my cousin because we all called each other cousins, all the like Muslim Mohammeds that lived in Iowa at the time. And she's just like, oh no, like that's not cool. Like, if she does do that, like, don't worry, like I'm gonna be with you. Yeah. So it's like there's always a little solidarity mixed into like the women hating on other women thing. But yeah, that was like the rumor at the time. It was just like I was calling people ugly. I thought I was better than people because I was smart. Like that was the type of things that would circulate, and I'd be like, see, I'm literally talking about like Cheetah Girls, Disney music, and like my business.
They're just existing like awkwardly at that. But I love, they say, you're doing great and you have haters. And I love that's what they have to say about you.
Yeah.
Oh, she's better, she's prettier, she's smarter, because they noticed that you were
right, that's
pretty great. Like you're prettier, smarter, like you.
Thank you.
We're not better, but you had it together.
Yeah.
And they just felt like they had to compete.
Absolutely.
I love that. I feel like I have a similar story, low key, because I've had haters all my life and I didn't realize until I got older. So, and I think this goes to me probably being neurodivergent because I was just like, I don't know why people are doing this. It's crazy.
It's not nothing.
Yeah. But when I was younger, middle school, maybe like 3rd to 5th grade, I had this one friend in particular. I'm just going to say her nickname. Her nickname was Yaya. And I thought we were cool, but like low key, she would randomly like put her hands on me. And like, we would end up like fighting, but only because she put her hands on me. So I had no choice.
Yeah.
And then she would be like, we should be friends again. I'm sorry. And I was just living life. I was just like, okay. I was like, she's cool enough. She's sorry. So that happened over like on and off over 2 years. And then I also had a teacher at the school that didn't like me. And Yaya was a girl. The teacher was a woman. And she went around saying like really messed up things about me. I don't even know what she said.
Oh my God.
But all I know is my oldest sister, who's 6 years older than me, wanted to fight her.
So it would have been bad.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So like at that age, I feel like is when I had my first haters. But I didn't realize what was going on. I was just like, whatever. And then I got older and I started experiencing a lot of like friendship betrayals from people I was just friends with. And I was looking past like the little hater things, like them saying something and they're actually serious. And I thought it was a joke. And then they end up doing some crazy betrayal.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe they did hate me. I don't know.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah, I definitely had a lot of that. I even had a friend that ended up, that was hooking up with my first little boyfriend.
No.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I actually didn't know that until an adult. Like, they
dang.
ended up dating right after me and him broke up,
What?
but I didn't know that he was cheating on me with her during the
How'd you
relationship.
find out? That's crazy.
So, low-key, a friend just told me about
Mhm.
it. She's like, she assumed I knew. She's like, "Yeah, I can't believe" we'll call her Haley.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe, yeah, Haley would ever do that. I can't believe she was sleeping with whatever. And I was like,
Whoa, that's
they were.
crazy. To find the betrayal so many years later is insane. I hate that
Yes,
for you.
literally. But I feel like it's just I didn't realize that people were like that.
Mhm.
I was in a very, I don't know, I guess shielded
Yeah,
bubble, or I
yeah,
shielded myself mentally. I was in my own world.
yeah.
So I didn't even realize people would even do anything like that.
Because in a way, you're thinking everybody's gonna kind of move like you do, because that's not
Yeah,
what's on your heart to do. So you're just like, why on earth would anybody else like?
exactly. Especially women.
Yeah,
Like in my head, especially being raised by a single mom, I'm like,
yeah,
we're out here to support each other,
yeah.
Like,
That's
if they're showing
beautifully.
you love, you show them love back, and
Mhm.
that's the end of it.
Ugh,
No.
no.
But
Ugh.
why do you feel like we've had those kind of betrayals? Why do you feel like girls and women would even think to
Mhm.
treat people who they're supposed to support like that?
I think for one, especially like in your younger years and in my younger years, I think people don't know how to tolerate people that are different. And especially with us being neurodivergent, like even if you think at the time that you're coming off normal, people are picking up
Yes.
on those cues that you're missing. So they're like, and kids, unfortunately, it's the culture that we socialize them in. They're like different. No. And I think this applies even past like women and men in general don't know how to deal with like differences if you're outside of the social norm in any way, shape, or form. And then add on top of that, we probably were exhibiting stuff that was related to queerness and all these other things and identities that like just toppled on the things that put you outside of the standard. So I think that's an element. I also think again, the socialization of it all, women are taught to compete. Whereas men, they will literally like just hee hee ha ha hoorah really
Yeah.
easily over like nothing. Whereas women, it's like there's only so much for you. There's like it's almost like a survival of the fittest, or everybody can't have it, so you gotta like topple the other woman. And it's so messed up. But I think it is just how we were conditioned because it's just like one in a het society, men are the prize. So if men are the prize, there's more women than men. There's this built-in competition almost. Even if you're not subscribing to that anymore, I think it kind of carries into everything else. Careers, we were like deprived of making money. So we were deprived of working jobs. So we get all these things, we get all these new freedoms, these new rights.
Yeah.
And then there's still that competitive, oh, there's not enough to share.
So true.
Yeah, but that's my opinion. What do you think? Because
No, I agree. I feel like it all comes from a very heteronormative view,
yeah.
the way that men set up society. Like, yes, even though there's more women,
Yeah.
or because there's more women,
Yeah.
we felt like we had to compete to lock down these men that were the breadwinners.
Yeah.
How would we survive without them?
Right.
If you're a woman alone, like, what are you doing? Like, you're basically put out. So I do get that mindset, but like you said, it's a new world now. Like,
Right.
we don't have to compete. We're still stuck on that old school mentality
Yeah.
of if we don't do this, we won't survive.
Mm.
But in reality, there's room for everyone. There's more of us, especially if you're queer. Like,
Yeah.
there's more women.
Exactly.
So, like, what are we fighting for? Okay, there's like endless amount of us.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I do understand where it stems from, but I don't understand why we're still there,
Yeah.
or why we're not trying to fight it more. And I say that because, again, I didn't realize we were like this until I got into a queer relationship and women were competing with me for my ex.
Oh, crazy.
And I don't understand. I mean, she's cute.
Yeah.
Like, she's fine,
Yeah.
smart and stuff, but I didn't understand why they would compete to get her when there's so many other women around. Like, I see fine women all the time, especially on the dating apps. And it's, okay, so the thing is, like, they weren't even trying to take her. They're just trying to be with her secretly, which was even more confusing. And they're also trying to be my friend, which I really need to understand what that is. I genuinely don't get it.
If y'all know the psychology or whatever, please
Please.
drop it in the comments because I don't get it either.
Please drop it in the comments. Do you feel like you noticed that or had a situation like that?
Oh, 1,000%. I feel like my most recent relationship, I dealt with just maybe not to the same extent of like trying to be my friend, but just people kind of being around me, being in my space, smiling in my face, like being really, really loving and sweet. All these things where it felt like, oh, like we're cool. Like obviously we're not friends because we don't know each other like that, but we're cool. Like you can find people attractive. My ex was attractive as hell. Like I'm not mad at people being
It's
into
okay.
her. It's
Yeah,
okay.
you
Like
have eyes.
that's very much natural. And I also don't believe that every woman has to be friends just because we're women. Like I don't think that either. Hell, I don't even think you have to like every woman. But I think as a collective and as a group that we all know we're oppressed, like we all know we have such similar like struggles. Why would you go out of your way to involve yourself with somebody just to like hurt them or knowing that it's only going to serve you and then hurt this person? I take people's like words seriously. I take their actions like, oh, okay, this is you. Like you're telling me this is you, this is you. Which now I'm like, okay, that's a little naive. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be.
We should be able to trust people at face value. But yes, we are in a world where you can't do that because it's very much me, me, me. We're taught to be out for ourselves. And like you mentioned earlier, we're taught to fight for survival, for a job. So we got to realize that.
No, absolutely. I think like, the individualism is, I think where a lot of this like just lack of concern for other people comes from because we see each other as just objects, really. Even among women, which we know how that feels because we've been sexualized and objectified, but we still do it to each other. It's like, well, I want her or I want him and I don't care because it's about me, me, me. Like I don't owe that person anything, which is like, yeah, you don't owe anyone anything. No one belongs to you. But if we were more community minded, I think we would still at least have respect for each other and at least be like, okay, like, again, you don't have to be my best friend. We don't have to even like each other. But as a person and a human and a woman, I can come to you with that same level of respect that I would want if it was the situation reversed.
God. Wait, okay. I need to talk about how I've learned not to do this because I've learned people don't care. But with my ex, as you guys know, I think I mentioned it, I was cheated on quite a bit. But I felt the need to communicate with them because with a couple of them, because I wanted to know, like, why? And I also want to know if they were aware of what was going on because I just assumed maybe they don't know the situation. Maybe they don't realize this is my girlfriend. I don't know. Like, let's see what's going on.
Right, benefit of the doubt.
Yes, but I was always met with anger. Or like I was like in the wrong for wanting to speak to them about what was going on.
Crazy.
Like, I was always confused. I was like, what's going on? But I realized that they knew what was going on. And also a lot of people feel that conversation sometimes is confrontation and they stare away from it. So I realized I can't confront people.
Or just
Yes. But it's so annoying because as adults, we should be able to speak to each other, even if it's uncomfortable. If you're that girl, be that girl.
Be that girl. Like
stand up. Because people, female rappers, they like rap about it. And like they already know they're going to take your man.
Like I'm not the morality police. I've done some F shit. And I will continue to do some stuff. But like, I think there's a way to go about it. And when I've been in situations where it's like, oh, maybe I find like someone's something cute. Again, there's just to me like a way my brain is first like, okay, I can acknowledge this. And if it becomes a thing where I feel like I need to actually say something, I'm going to say something.
Look, okay. Let me say this. 9 times out of 10, they might invite you into their dynamic. Now, like, tread carefully, of course. Like, don't be disrespectful. But, you know, if you feel like that you can't, you have to acknowledge that you're attracted to their partner and them too. It's a bonus if you're attracted to both of them. Say something, especially if you care about them. Okay, just be real. And they will either set a boundary or they'll open it up. So
Or it's like a cute little joke at the end, you know?
yeah.
Like, it's like, "Oh, y'all both fine shit. All right, moving on."
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about, where it probably stems from
Mhm.
and the fact that it does bleed into the queer community. Now, I want to ask, and this might be a controversial question, but do you feel like women are harder on other women than men are?
Mm. As it pertains to, like, what? Would you say just in general?
Just in general, as far as like how we judge each other's appearances or the way we
Mm.
act or
Yeah.
present ourselves as a whole.
Ooh, such a good question. I think in some ways, yes. I think as it comes to mistakes, I think women are harder on other women. I don't think in general, from what I remember, especially like in my straight relationships, it like you'd watch a girl get dogged by her ex-man, her ex-boyfriend. He would do the most foul shit, like say the most disrespectful things. And it was this constant, like, I forgive them, I forgive them, I forgive them. But if someone kind of fell out with their female friend and it was something like a conflict between the two women, I noticed a pattern where it was like, that was not as forgiving, those relationships. And again, there's probably a root issue of like what you should and shouldn't forgive, period.
Very true.
But even so, I noticed like it's almost like because men are set up as the prize or relationships are the priority, that sometimes I feel like women are harder when it comes to conflict within like maybe their friend groups or their family, even where it's like, oh no, like that's done. Versus like if it was something else or a different dynamic, I think we're a little more forgiving, even to a fault, perhaps. But like that's kind of what I noticed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm.
I definitely feel like we are raised to see relationships as a prize for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's in like every movie.
Yeah.
Like we're running to the airport to catch this person who doesn't want us.
Yeah.
Which, that's cute. I wouldn't do it, but like it's really cute. Uh,
That is cute.
but we will be quick. In reality, we'll be quick to cut off friendships.
Mhm.
And there's this idea of I don't need them,
Yeah.
like, I don't need that friend, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
like so you see all the time people come to, like, social media
Mm.
and they talk about, like, "Oh, this friend did this friend did that,
Mhm.
backstabbing, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
That is so common,
Mm.
but I feel like it's a little more rare to see them call out their ex or the person they're with for doing all these things,
Yeah.
like
The same things, if not or
yes!
worse things.
People wanna keep that hush hush just in
Yeah.
case they get back with them, and I was one of those people,
Me too.
low-key. Yeah,
We all are.
yeah,
Again, we're not speaking from like a moral superiority
no, yeah,
ever.
no. Talking about experience.
Yes.
Like I will say I am not being I will never be a woman hater.
Mm.
And I'll get back to that. But I want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But I will be the one that's like, I gotta cut off a
Mhm.
friend. Even though I am really loyal, I do give a lot of
Mhm.
chances to everyone,
Oh, yeah.
which I am cutting that out. So don't piss me off, okay?
Period.
You'll get the boot now,
And that's on self-love.
2026.
And that's on growth and self-love, period.
Yes. But before, like, I am someone who's been very, very forgiving. But
Mhm.
I think of an experience with my ex where I was forgiving her a lot, and my friends, they were not having it. The ones who knew what was going on,
Yeah.
they were not having it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, she's gonna come around, guys. And it's pretty much like, you're gonna have to get over it.
Yeah.
And there was even one friend who like could not stand my ex,
Mhm.
and she said some messed up things.
Mhm.
And then she even ended up saying something like, something that came off as judgmental towards my actions of forgiving my ex.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And we ended up not being friends because I was like, I can't be your friend unless we talk about this.
Yeah. Which is nice.
And I was like, I was okay with not being her friend.
Yeah.
But low key,
Yeah.
at the moment, my ex was doing way worse.
Yeah.
And I was not okay with not having her in my life.
Yeah.
So I guess that goes to show that we don't appreciate our friendships the way we should.
Mhm.
And I do think that friends matter more than your
Yeah.
partners
I agree.
because it's different. A partner will, I don't know, they're more likely to leave you.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be like negative, but that's the reality of it. They're
Yeah.
more likely to leave you. They're more likely to find a reason that they can't be in your life anymore. A friend might need to take a break from you,
Oh, yeah.
but they'll come back because at the end of the day, we understand that community is important.
Exactly.
And for some reason, we don't put our like partners and stuff
to that scene. That's
Yeah.
so weird.
And okay, sorry, I have so much to say. That makes me think of the fact that people say you can't be friends with your exes. So we kind of make it a rule where our exes can't be a part of our communities anymore.
Yeah.
And I've never believed that.
Yeah.
I believe that if you can get along with them and you guys aren't continuing to hurt each other,
Yeah.
then you should be able to be friends. Because especially when you guys have been together so long, that person is part of your family and part of your community.
Yeah.
And cutting them off just because you used to sleep with them, to me, is insane.
Yeah.
Now, cutting them off because they're abusive and stuff, I understand that. Do what's better for you. But if you guys can get along, then why aren't you friends with your ex? Like, why is that a rule other than the fear of them sleeping with their ex again when you get into a new partnership?
Right.
But other than that, why are we so strict about it? Like, what do you think?
I think it's tricky. It's complicated. I think I personally am friends with a bunch of exes, so it ain't that complicated, I guess. But, I think it is a thing of boundaries and honesty, right? Like, are you friends? Why are you friends with your ex? I think is the first question you need to ask. Is there some part of you in your heart that is like, I see a potential future with them again, or I'm trying to keep them around because I can't let go? Like, I think the healthiest way to go about it really is have you process this breakup? Have you spent some time, not necessarily alone, but just getting to mourn and grieve the way you needed to for that relationship? Whereas having that person around sometimes can slow that process or alter what you need to actually reflect on. You know what I mean? So I think to me, it's like, there's some preliminary steps that need to be taken if you're going to be friends with an ex. I'm not against it, but I think you need to tread carefully because one, for some people, they do run a strict program, which I respect because it's just like, yeah, are you sleeping with them? Are you romantically just again, I don't think that's a problem because, again, I've been in open lifestyles, all these things. So even if like there was a little, I believe you can love multiple people at once in different ways, but I think you can. So to me, that's not even the biggest red flag. It's more so, again, has there been enough detachment from the romance of it all prior to being friends? But overall, I'm like, heck yeah, because especially as women, our community is so tight knit and so small, and so to have to cut someone out, you're cutting out a whole realm of people that have gotten to know you or have been a part of your family or have like shared these experiences with you. And it's like at some point you did love that person. At some point you were sharing things with them that some of your friends may not even know. So it's like, to me, the ideal situation is that you can at least be cordial, at least be respectful, and at least be cool. But better yet, if y'all can both heal and then be friends, I think that's like beautiful. Because it's the love getting to stay in a different way, in a platonic way, the way it does with like other friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really is. I like how you said it's beautiful. It really is such a beautiful thing because, again, they're a part of your community.
Yeah.
And in queer relationships, especially, you do hear about a lot of people being friends with their ex. And yet other queer people judge it. But then we realize our community is so small. It's so small. Like in Arizona, we call it
RP.
Oh, did it die? Okay. So you guys. But in Arizona, we call it incest. Oh, can I say that? Maybe we call it a cesspool. Is that better?
Yeah, cesspool.
Okay. So in Arizona, we call it a cesspool because we all know each other. We've all dated each other because the community is so small. Now, how are we going to stop being friends with all of our exes and still have friends? Like, if they are toxic, if they're mistreating you, if they're not healing and it's just unhealthy for you, I get it. But if you guys can be cool, then what is the problem?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that goes back too to like why it's so stupid to be a hater. Like, because again, for example, you go through a breakup, right? And suddenly, maybe it's one of the circumstances that we were in, and that works out. And now suddenly you have 4 enemies, 5 enemies, just because a relationship didn't work out. Because once again, it's competitive versus, okay, we broke up, fine, but hey, I've been hanging out with you the last 4 or 5 months. We can still be cool. I'm about to see you at this party. Why would I be beefed out with all you people?
Exactly.
I left one.
Oh my God. Yes. I mean, not to get specific. But I feel there's a little bit of that going on right now to where it's just like, we should be cool
Yeah.
with the whole group because what do they have to do with
Right.
what's going on with that ex? You know,
Yeah,
it should be
exactly.
nothing.
Yeah.
But it seems like there has been a random divide for
Mhm.
no reason,
Yeah.
and now we have to go to this party and see how things go. Like,
Which
uh,
makes no sense.
when
Like, no, it's not necessary. It's
it's
like
not.
literally, I was cool with like I think I love all people until I don't. Like I approach people with such like a positive outlook. Like for the most part, I'm just like,
Yes.
okay, cool. Like even if you're not my vibe, I'm still gonna kiki and be like, okay, cool. Like you have this aspect, you have this thing. Like I'm trying to find the good in everyone up front until they give me a reason not to. Right.
Exactly.
So it's just like
Exactly.
I don't want to tarnish relationships. I like liking people. Like I actually enjoy like walking into a room and being like, "Oh yeah, you're cool. Hey girl." But like I love that. So when people make that harder for no reason or for like something so stupid and transactional or whatever, like I'm just like, we don't have to do this. We could just all be one big happy little distant family. Again, don't gotta be sisters, but we could be cool. We can be cousins. We can be, we're
Yeah.
black queers. Like we have to be so serious and stick
Yes.
together.
Really, as what is that one quote, I'm Black,
Mhm.
gay, and a woman.
Yeah.
Life is already hard
I'm
enough
sorry,
for
hard
us.
enough.
We really need to be like this with each other. And
Yeah.
like you said, we don't have to be like, you know,
Yeah.
butt buddies, but
No.
we can respect each other and understand that it's not as easy in this world
Yeah.
for us as it is for other people,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
decide not to hurt each other on
Mhm.
purpose or decide
Mm.
to communicate,
Mm.
if
Yeah.
that does happen, because at the end of the day, we're going to be in the same spaces and we are too grown for any unnecessary drama.
That part. And I think for me, it's especially so interesting because growing up the way I did in my religion in Islam, we used to have like something called like an atonement week where it was like you would sit down and anyone that you had, like my mom, for example, she would come to us and be like, hey, like I noticed I was being like really rude or doing this and that. And I just want to atone for that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's like a purposeful like sit down and being like, hey, like if I've been messing with you in this way or if there's something we need to talk about, like it's a religious spiritual thing where you get it off your chest and you apologize and you make amends,
Love
and it's
that.
like a group of people doing it, so it's like a collective. And I kind of wish that idea, once again, because we live in a country that is mostly guided by straight Christian values, so I kind of notice that that's usually what happens. But I think it'd be so beautiful if we saw more of that, especially in the queer community, where it's just like, you know what, girl, I didn't like you, here's why, and we could just sit down and talk about that.
Idea.
Yeah.
Should we have like, it's okay. Someone takes it, they take it. But like, should we have like an atonement event?
Ooh.
Like, that's not heard of, and it
Uh-huh.
makes people feel really uncomfortable, but maybe we
Yes.
can do it in a way that people are
I
comfortable,
like
you
that.
know?
Almost like a healing circle, but it's
Yeah, it's like a
specifically
healing
for
circle, but
atonement.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we can make it in a way that's fun. Like,
I
this is
love
a party,
that.
but, like, we started out by
Mhm.
atoning or talking to people that we
Yeah.
may have some, like,
Ugh.
beef or some, confusion with,
Mhm.
and then we party it out.
Yeah, I love that. A little tears, a
Mm.
little tequila, a little boop, 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 and we all
Yeah.
just it's a safe space. You can go off and maybe duck off and, like, talk in private, come back to the group,
Yeah.
and yeah, at the end, it's music, it's dance, it's laughter, it's yeah.
Oh, I love it. If you guys beat
Love
us
it.
to it, then that's cool, but
Right, but we need to hop on that either way,
yeah,
the more the merrier. One person can do it, we can do it next, like
exactly, yeah. I love that.
I love that so much.
Okay, so I did want to kind of talk about how, we already talked about the queer community,
Yeah.
how we are taking heteronormative ideas of competition
Yeah.
into our communities.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that also goes for how lesbian women don't like
Mhm.
bi women?
Ooh,
Because there is like
controversial.
this hatred, and I
Mhm.
say that as someone who's bi or queer.
Mhm.
I've had people tell me like, "Oh, I hate that." And I'm just like, "Why? Why do you hate it? And why are you on TikTok talking trash about bi women?" Like,
God, yeah, the biphobia is so scary. It's so scary. But yeah, I don't know if it's would say competition, perhaps.
mm,
But it is very, very peculiar to me because it's like invalidating to, I think, the queer aspect of bisexuality to the like nth degree. Like they're just like, oh, because you have an attraction to men, it's just canceling out all of your queerness. Like it's like invalidating or lessening the fact that you also are still sapphic. And I hate that. I hate to see it. I think I I respect when lesbians are just like, I prefer to date lesbians. Like, it's a different identity, it's a different culture, it's a different politic, perhaps. Even though I still feel like, how do you know that unless you have talked to the person? But I'm not a lesbian.
I'm gonna let you cut before I cut, but that's what I'm saying.
But it's like, at the same time, to add this level of disgust or hatred is crazy to me because, one, not all bisexuals are male-centered. Hello.
Definitely not.
Hello. Like, and people literally cannot help their attraction. So I just think it's like gross. And another thing that is, again, this division that I think trickles from things that are not supposed to be in queerness as an umbrella. Like, and literally bisexuals are the largest group in the LGBTQ identity.
They
so it's like,
are. Because low-key, everyone's bi.
Yeah, like we are huge.
Bi.
We are the biggest population. So it's weird to me. But I guess maybe we do speak from a place of privilege because we are the biggest. I don't know. But I think it's just so unnecessary and it's almost misogynistic in a lot of ways, the way they approach that. Because it's just like, you're dirty now. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I say it as like hating on it. Because first of all, I do want to say, like, I do get that maybe like lesbian or gay community, they have less people part of the community and they have to really fight for their rights.
For sure.
And so it naturally feels like they have this in-group, like they have to separate themselves from everyone else. And that includes bi people because we do have some sort of privilege, you know, or we have all the options. What they like to say, like, oh, you're picky or something, or you're not picky. You're greedy.
You're greedy. Yeah, my dad, which is insane.
Oh my gosh. But so I do understand that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it is then being misogynistic, seeing us as greedy or more likely to sleep with everyone. Because that's something I hear about. Like, they're cheaters. They're going to cheat on you with a man, and blah, blah, blah. Like, the way they see us is just so... And not all lesbians, let me say that. But the lesbians who hate bi people, they just see us as just like walking horse, to be honest.
Exactly.
So, like, why? Like, as a
sex
woman...
positivity. What if I am a whore? Not what?
Like, what if I am? But also...
But I'm not.
I have a friend who's also a lesbian whore. So, like, what are we talking about here?
Exactly.
And, like, why? Why are we, like, making it a point to... like, hate another subgroup of women? Like, why are we doing that? Like, if it makes you uncomfortable, just, like, be uncomfortable, date who you prefer. But I will say, like, liars are liars.
Yeah, cheaters are cheaters, and liars are liars.
Men cheat, lesbians cheat, gay guys cheat, like, bi women cheat, bi men cheat. Like, they cheaters.
And I want to talk about that because that's something I saw on TikTok, actually. It was like, I think it was a lesbian creator, and she was like, have you noticed gay men don't have this conversation? They don't point out bisexual gay men like this. Like, yeah, the bisexual gay men still have the same problem of like, are you really gay or are you straight? They have the same like biphobia, but this discourse is not as prevalent with men. And it's so funny to see, again, that like the specific like competition or hatred or whatever that is for women or sapphics and not really reflected as heavily in a male portion of the LGBT community.
Because at the end of the day, women will always be sexualized or always be objectified, put into this box that we didn't ask for. And that goes within the queer community. That goes with women as well. I don't get it. I just want us to love each other.
And it's so bad. Like, I'm not an expert on LGBTQ history, but I know lesbian and bisexuals have worked together on pushing our agenda forward so hard and doing so many things together. So it's kind of like, where did this come from? Why are we worried about this when we have much, much bigger things to focus on as a community as a whole? Like, I don't know, I've always been the like type of person that's like, it takes everybody to get to the freedom freedom and the joy and the happiness that we want. Everybody has a purpose. Bisexuals, we have our purpose. Lesbians have their purpose. Everybody can contribute and do their thing and be themselves. And we need all of it.
We do.
We need all of it. And we need everybody to feel comfortable and safe. And so I hate when anybody is just kind of like, oh no, no, I hate bisexuals. I hate this. I'm just like, chill.
Like, oh my gosh.
Chill.
No one asked you.
Yeah, no one asked you. Like, why do you have to express that? Like, just love who you love and sit in the love. Like, why are you resting in hatred and, discounting people? And I don't know. It's useless to me.
It is useless.
It's distracting.
It's very distracting. Like, there's other things that we could feel very passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than hating on each other. But to wrap it up, I do want to say that, again, I feel I understand why people naturally do feel the need to, like, I don't know, compete with other women, but also, like, lesbians hate on bi women because they feel like if they don't, then they're going to lose their place or they're not going to be seen as, I don't know, valid, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Like, if I am with a bi woman, it means that they might leave me for a man, and a man is better than me, or I'll feel like they're better than me. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I think that's why I'm saying where I get both sides in a sense, because there are people that are not the stereotype and people that are. Because I feel like in a previous episode, I did talk about like dating other bisexuals sometimes and how they are sometimes still like, I like to scissor, but at the end of the day, I'm marrying a man. Like, this isn't real to me, or this isn't like their preference, which again, that's still a valid identity. But like, I do understand when lesbians are hesitant for that reason, but it also still places way too much emphasis on men, in my opinion.
It does. It's male-centered.
It's male-centered still. It's like everything is changing on man this or man not, or man. It's just like, whoa. Whoa. Take the person at face value. If you notice something in them that does lead to maybe they're a cheater, which can happen regardless of identity, then you don't engage. But that has nothing to do with it. They're bisexual or not. That's just they're a cheater and they want a man.
Exactly.
Which can happen with the DL bisexual.
Yes.
Okay.
The DL lesbian.
The DL lesbian, DL bisexual. Like, there's...
My gosh. That's one thing we don't speak about enough when we're talking about bi women and bi women cheating on women with men. Yeah. How about the lesbian women that cheat on women with men? Like, why are we not talking about that? Okay. Like, if you're gonna hate, be a hater with some facts, okay?
Yeah. Oh my God. Because the girls be cheating. The girls be cheating. With men, with women. Come on.
Non-binary. Again, a cheater's a cheater. A cheater's a cheater. And penetration is penetration. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what your sexuality is, you're going to know what you like. Yeah. Okay? Exactly. And sometimes if you like penetration, a man can provide that. Yeah. Period. Point blank. Like,
God forbid. Oh, God. I guess my last question is like, what do you do when you feel maybe some of those things coming up for yourself? Like the jealousy or the competition or those like societal things that we as women are all conditioned to feel. How are you kind of working to like make sure you don't fall into the trap, I guess, in a sense?
Okay. I don't know how this is going to come off, but I don't feel that. So the only time I've ever felt like competition or jealousy is when I was like being cheated on a lot. And it was more of a like, I'm not trying to compete with that woman, but I'm trying to control the situation because this freaking sucks, But as far as like the way I see other women, other girls, since I was younger, I did not feel the need to compete with them because maybe it's, again, I keep saying maybe it's because I'm neurodivergent because I did not realize I was in competition with girls or women until I was older. Yeah. But I saw this as we're all in this together. I was raised by a single mom. So to me, it's like, we're competing with the men. And if you know me, you know that I respect some men. I really do. But the way I come off is like, I'm competing with the men. Like,
Yeah,
this is who
definitely.
I need to compete with in order to get on top. And I think that is the reality. I think we are competing with men.
Mhm.
And when we work hard to beat them, that's when we're on top.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't like disrespect towards men as a whole, but it's just the way I think the world works,
Yeah.
or the way I think America works.
Yeah.
And that's why I always saw growing up.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I'm also super gay,
Mhm.
but I wanted to be close to girls. I wanted to be close to women. I believe in sister solidarity.
Yeah.
So I never felt like I disliked a woman
Mhm.
or had to treat them in a negative way because they were doing better than me in an area.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, they're doing better than me.
Yeah.
How can I be that cool too? Like, that's literally how it's like, how can I be that cool too? How can I learn from them, or how can I get to where they are? Like,
Mhm.
it's more of a, I guess we can all do
Inspiration.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're inspiring
Mhm.
and hot
Yeah.
and inspiring and very sexy. And yeah, so like, I definitely get why we feel the need to compete, but I think that's more of a brainwashing thing
Mm.
than how like women naturally are. Because even they talk about how in the caveman days,
Mhm.
those cavemen,
Mm.
they had multiple baby mamas,
Yeah.
and everyone was raising everyone's children, and it
Yep.
was normal.
Exactly.
Like, there wasn't like, I need to compete for this man. It was like, we're just all
Helping
living
each
and
other.
trying to survive and
Yeah.
help each other.
Yeah.
So that's my
We need more Valeries in this world. Big fuck you for
more like broken brains. I mean, I don't think I'm broken, but
No,
like,
everybody else is low key. I feel like neurodivergent people sometimes see the world the way it should be seen. I'm not gonna lie.
yes, I think so too, because
Yeah.
we are like, we're harder to brainwash.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Exactly. It's like you're actually forming a unique perspective versus, just being like a robot.
Yeah, exactly. But how
Mhm.
do you feel you've approached it? If you've ever felt those feelings come up, even as a child?
I feel like I've dealt with never like seeing a woman and being like, oh, like that's never been my energy.
Oh, gosh.
I feel like for me, especially like when I was maybe in my teen years and like coming into like one, not realizing what was attraction versus admiration versus like
Yeah.
all those things, that's when I would feel maybe the slithers of like that jealousy that women are ingrained to have with other women. Because I remember I had like a close friend when I was like maybe 13. And I thought she was like the coolest person ever. I was like, oh my God, you're like so naturally creative and you're so good at talking to people. And it was like all traits in her that I wanted for myself.
Yeah.
And at times I'm like, am I jealous of her? Like, like I keep thinking about all these things that she can do and how she like moves through the world. And I think it's so badass. And I want that. But I didn't know at the time that part of that was me being like, oh, like I admire you. Like I admire you as a person. And I'm probably in your circle because those traits are in me and I just haven't found a way to express them how you do. But that was kind of the era where I was like, oh, one, because I was also dealing with like my own insecurity, which is where I think everything stems from. But, not feeling adequate enough or not feeling like I was worthy of the certain opportunities or whatever. So juggling that plus having people in my life that like were such bright stars was the only time I was like, dang, like, why not me? But it never like to me poured out for that person. It was just kind of like, huh, how do I do that too?
Oh, okay.
Eventually like transmuted into that. But I think internally sometimes it'd be like, dang, I wish I was like that.
I don't think that's jealousy, though.
No.
I think that is kind of like how I feel. Like, how do I get there? You know? And I guess sometimes it's like, dang, I don't have that. But I feel like, I guess in my head, I think jealousy is when you feel that way and then you mistreat someone or you do something that like could be hurtful to them because of how you down.
Oh, okay.
That's how I
Oh,
see
no.
jealousy, because I think it's very natural to want what someone has.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like, oh, they have money. I don't want money.
Right.
Like, I wish I was in that position. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's very natural.
Mhm.
Like, no matter who you are, it's just how you handle it can turn into jealousy, in my opinion.
No, I
So
like
I don't think
that.
that was jealousy. I
Yeah.
think that was you just being like, damn.
That's a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch. How can I be a bad bitch?
You're right. I like that reframe. Yeah. Yeah. I received that. It wasn't jealousy. Admiration and inspiration. Yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
definitely.
then maybe some self-doubt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because it all goes back to yourself. Like, you don't know people's lives. You could look at somebody and think that they are doing X, Y, Z and they have this and they're so happy. And then internally, they are going through their own things. You know what I mean? So
Oh my
that's something that I think age and time has humbled me to be like, no, I don't really ever want to like destiny swap or swap with anybody because I don't know the full perspective ever. And I like myself and I don't want to be anybody else. I love learning from my people and I love being like, oh yeah, you're doing that. I should do that more of that. But like, it's because I want to, not because I want to step into that person's shoes and walk as them. Because no, you just don't know
Literally.
people's lives.
You don't. And when you have that self-love for yourself,
Yeah.
it's never going to be, I want to be them.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to see how I can get something similar to what they have,
Exactly.
or how I can succeed in my own
In
way
your
by
own
learning
way.
from them.
Yeah.
But I want to touch on how you said you never know what someone's going through or how their life really is, because in my last relationship, I would have so many people tell me, oh my gosh, I wish I had a relationship with yours, or you
That's
guys are so
wonderful.
cute. Yeah, like everything from the outside, we were just so, and we had moments where we really were and things were great, but like it was 60-40, you know?
Yeah.
And once people realized what really happened, they changed their tune. And they're like, oh, huh, that wasn't great. Like, that's actually quite traumatic. So, to her point, don't ever try to steal someone else's life, because let's say you do destiny swap and you're miserable. You only have yourself to blame, babe. Okay.
Exactly.
Like you said, how you get them is how you lose them, baby.
Exactly. And I've had way too many instances where the girl will come to me later, like in my marriage or whatever. His little attempted wife was just like, you were right. Or like, oh my God, I would do the same thing. And it's just like, yeah, girl, like, whenever they say, oh, my ex is so crazy, whenever you start hearing a little too much about the previous people and not a lot of, I did this, I did that, run, because all the exes can't be crazy. Why is every ex crazy? Why is every every single one? That's how you end up in all these situations. You're just so victimized. That's crazy. So that's what, you know, like that's why I'm just like, I wish we just talk to each other, because again, how you get them is how you lose them, and you don't have the full story ever. Like people are gonna sell you their best, especially in the beginning. You're getting 10-10 right now. And then the same exact things that happened to the previous person are going to happen to you in whatever unique flavor they need to. But the same things are going to happen because that person does not heal and they are not honest, and no one got the full story. So you couldn't, no, the girls aren't talking to each other. I'm going to start talking to exes. The next time in a relationship, I'm calling up their ex and being like, so what did she do?
So what's going on? Because I heard you were crazy, girl. And that goes back to the sister solidarity.
Yes.
Okay. If you want my ex, that is cool.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to know some information, come to me. I'm not going to be like, oh, how dare you? We will have that conversation. I'll be like, I wish you the best of luck if you decide to stay with her. This is what happened to me, and I think that's how things should be. You know, it's not about you can't be with my ex.
No,
you can do what
nobody.
It doesn't affect me at this point.
Exactly.
But we should all be aware of the risks we take.
Absolutely. So with that said, y'all, go hug a woman today. Go have a conversation that might be hard. And just think about the way that these societal constructs show up in your life, and maybe work on like how you can unpack some of that. Do you find jealousy with other women happen really easily for you? Are you in competition? Are those, some traits that you might want to drop going into the next season, the next era of your life?
Go hug a woman, and thank you for checking on us, and catch us next Wednesday when we talk about our spirituality, the way we manifest through hard times, and so on.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.